Manchester United have sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In this video, I will be speaking about three things. I will be speaking about the moment I was Ole out. I'll be speaking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure, breaking down what happened season for season. And I will be speaking about which managers we need to now go and hire. I've waited for this day for 2.5 years. For 2.5 years, I've waited for this day. I have been watching Manchester United play with a heavy heart. Every game for 2.5 years that we have played, I've watched it with a heavy heart. I did not want to watch it. Most of the times I was forced to watch it because running a YouTube channel, making content for you guys. If it weren't for that, I would not watch Manchester United. Because that's where this manager had me. That's where he had us. We have never been so low. Even under Jose Mourinho, we've never been so low. I've enjoyed watching Manchester City. I enjoy watching Chelsea. I enjoy watching Real Madrid. I enjoy watching Bayern Munich, PSG. I despise watching Manchester United play football for 2.5 years. Why? Because the signs were there from the very beginning that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was going to fail. The signs were there that we were just wasting time. We were wasting time, and one thing that Manchester United do not have is time. We are 9 years without a Premier League title next year. Next year will mark 9 years without a Premier League title. Manchester United do not have time. And from early, I knew we were wasting time on this manager. I have been Ole out before his first full season even began. I was Ole out. Before his first full season, I was Ole out in his first transfer window. That summer window in 2019 that he had, where he signed Maguire, Dan James, Wan-Bissaka, I wanted him out. The reason I wanted him out was because just before the transfer window began, the media, the journalists were asking him, what's your transfer strategy? And he said these words. He said, I don't want to sign the best players in the world. I don't want to sign the big name players in the world. I want to sign young, hungry players. Now that for me already, my one antenna went up. I don't understand how one of the biggest clubs in the world doesn't want to sign the biggest players in the world. I don't understand that. So already one antenna went up. Then the transfer window began and he signed Dan James. None of us knew of Dan James. No one knew of Dan James. He signs Dan James. Already then I started questioning and I said, wait a minute. Started getting angry. I said, wait a minute. I've never seen Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona go and shop in the championship. I've never seen that. I've never seen them go and sign a championship player and bring them into their club when they're in crisis, when they need to bounce back. I've never ever seen that. And then I said, you know what, maybe let me give this manager the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he saw something in Dan James. Let me go and do my research on this Dan James. I then went and done research on Dan James, and I've seen that Dan James did not do anything spectacular in the championship. He was a bang average player in the championship. His numbers were mediocre in the championship. I would understand if we went into the championship and we got a player that scored 25 goals and had 20 assists. I can understand that because there is something there in that player. Maybe he just needs a bigger platform to perform. I don't understand when you're signing a player like Dan James that has mediocre numbers in the championship. No other club was looking at him besides another championship club, which is Leeds. And we signed him. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signed him, Ole said, Dan James has skill. Those were his words. Dan James has skill. Already, another warning sign went up for me. I know, as I said, there is no big club in the world that goes and shops in the division lower than them. That does not happen. The fact that you think you can do that at Manchester United already the warning sign went up for me. Then he wanted to sign Sean Longstaff. Actively wanted to sign Sean Longstaff. The reason we did not sign Sean Longstaff was because Newcastle put a 50 million price tag on his head, and the club pulled away from the transfer. The club said, we are not willing to pay 50 million for a player we know nothing about, a player that has done nothing in his career, a player that can't even start regularly for Newcastle. We are not willing to pay 50 million. The club pulled away from that, but OLE wanted him. OLE actively, purposely wanted Sean Longstaff. When that happened, when he signed Dan James, when he wanted Sean Longstaff, and on the back of what he said he doesn't want to sign big name players, that was when I said I want this manager out. That was it for me, because the basis and the foundation of a manager is his ability to identify talent. That's it. If you don't know how to identify talent as a manager, you will never be successful. Never will you be successful. I can't trust you as a manager. If you don't know how to identify talent, how can I trust you to identify and to establish a philosophy, a style of play, and to have a tactical approach to games? How can I trust you with that? So already when he made the Dan James transfer and he wanted Sean Longstaff, I wanted the manager out. Then he goes and signed Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, none of us watched. None of us watched much of Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka had his first season at Crystal Palace. OLE signs him for 50 million. I watched Wan-Bissaka play. First game in pre-season, I watched Wan-Bissaka. I texted my friend and I told my friend, this boy can't attack. Modern day football, we're signing a fullback that can't go forward for 50 million. Then we go and sign Harry Maguire. Even when I was watching Harry Maguire at Leicester, I saw a good defender, but that's it. That's it. I just saw a good defender. I've never watched Harry Maguire and been like, wow, Man United need to do whatever they can to sign this guy. Wow, never. I've always said he's a good defender, but his level is Leicester. We go and sign Harry Maguire for 80 million. Break the record for a defender, 80 million. We pay double the amount that he's valued at. Harry Maguire's a 40 million defender. Put British tax on it is 50 million. We go and pay 80. City needed a centre back. They were willing to pay 70. They walked away when Leicester said no, we want more than that. United were willing to pay 80 million. We chose Wan-Bissaka over Cancelo. Cancelo was available at Juventus. We chose Wan-Bissaka over Cancelo. We chose Harry Maguire over Diaz. Diaz was available at Benfica. We chose Harry Maguire over Diaz. When all these transfers took place, before we could even kick a ball in his first full season, I wanted him out. That was it for me. Because guys, you must understand something. When you have knowledge of any matter, of any subject, you can see the signs. The signs will tell you whether you need to make a change or whether you don't need to make a change, whether something's acceptable or something is not acceptable, based off of your knowledge. You can see it in its foundational stages. You don't need to see it when the problem becomes a problem. You can identify that it will become a problem in its root stage because of the knowledge that you have. It's like if you drive in a car and you are excellent with cars. Let's just say you're a mechanic. You know every single thing about a car. You know everything about a car. And you are driving on the road and your car makes a noise. Because of your knowledge, you will know if that noise means you need to stop immediately or if that noise means you can continue for further kilometers. You will know if that noise means that you need to take the car to go get fixed, or if that noise means you can continue driving and you'll fix it when you have money. You will know based off of your knowledge. Based off of the limited knowledge that I have on football, I knew from the first stages, before his first full season in the transfer window, I knew this manager will not be successful because of the knowledge that I have on football. And I was turned out to be correct. It was correct. I was going on people's channels. I was speaking about OLE needs to go. People were ridiculing. People were looking at you funny. Guess what, my guy? Whoever believed in this manager, you don't know football. But us that knew he was gonna fail, that knew he was never good enough for the job, I guess we've been vindicated today. 2.5 years and I feel vindicated. I feel that, okay, I was not off my head. Okay, I do know something about football. And people, get amnesia as well about Ole's reign. They tell you, oh, we finished third in his first season. In his second season, we finished second. Progress, he was doing well. I'm going to put this out to you that all of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's friends in the media will tell you he was successful. But you can't be successful when he won no trophies. He spent 441 million. He spent more than all the other managers. He's won less than all the other managers. He can't be successful. I don't care what they say about the culture he's brought back, the good feeling he's brought back. I don't care about all that nonsense. All what they'll tell you is intangible things, things that are not tangible, things that are feelings, how they feel. Oh, Oli made us feel a certain way. No, the culture, that's all a feeling. The culture is a feeling. That DNA, it's a feeling. What's something tangible that he brought to the club? Losing. He's the worst manager we've had. He's the worst manager we've had. Jose Mourinho is the most successful manager we've had post Sir Alex Ferguson. That's just the truth of the matter. So they will paint that picture to you guys, but you need to be clever enough, smart enough to look past the lies, the deceit, because they're going to cover up for their friend. Because he's got the axe, they're feeling sorry for him, and so they're going to say, Oli, done a good job. No, he spent 441 million. He could not win a trophy. We gave him the greatest player of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he still failed with Ronaldo. Oli was a failure. But let me break down to you his tenure at Man United to show you how bad it was. People forget. And give you context. His first season, okay? His first season starts, we finish third in the league. His first season, we finished third in the league. That, at face value, looks okay. When you break it down, and you see that we finished third in the league, Chelsea finished fourth, we finished tie on points with Chelsea. Chelsea lost their best player, Eden Hazard, and they had a transfer ban. And we finished tie on points with that club. With that club, with that team, we finished tie on points. How can you finish tie on points with a team that is under a transfer ban? How can you? How can you? But that's what he done, guys. Then you go into the cup competitions. I think we got knocked out in the Carabao semi-final. Not good enough. Jose Mourinho won a Carabao Cup for us in his first season. Oli couldn't win and Oli got knocked out. You go into Europa. We got knocked out in a Europa League semi-final. Wait a minute. Jose Mourinho won us the Europa in his first season. Oli gets knocked out in the semi-final in the Europa. Something's not balancing. That's his first season, guys. Let me go back to the league. As I said, we finished tie on points. Tie on points with Chelsea. The general consensus and the general knowledge is that if you finish in tie on points with a club that had a transfer ban, the minute that club, the transfer ban lifts and they're able to spend money, they will be better than you. That's the general knowledge. Fast forward one season later, Chelsea spend money, Chelsea end up winning the Champions League. General knowledge, general consensus. General, first season weren't good enough. It's not good enough that you can't win the Carabao and you can't win the Europa. The Europa. Not good enough. Fast forward to his second season, we finished second in the league. Face value, it looks okay. But when you see the squad that we had and you see the squad that Manchester City had, we should have challenged Manchester City, if not win the league. The bare minimum, we should have challenged Manchester City. We did not challenge Manchester City. I think we finished something like 8 to 12 points behind Manchester City. That is not good enough. Based on the quality of the team that we had and City had, we should have challenged them at the bare minimum. I even said we need to win the league because City won the league without a goal scorer. Do you know how difficult that is? It's never been done before. It's never been done before. They had no focal point, they had no goal scorer, and they won the league with Ilkay Gundogan scoring about 12 goals. A midfielder, central midfielder. Not even a number 10, a central midfielder scoring so many goals. So I even said Man United need to win the league in his second season, but we did not. So we finished second. We get knocked out of the Champions League group stages. That in and of itself is a sackable offence. We should have sacked him there and then. That is not good enough. We weren't in a group of death that consisted of Bayern Munich and PSG. No, we were in a group that consisted of PSG, who are a better team than us and should qualify ahead of us, no doubt. But when you have Leipzig there, you need to be qualifying ahead of Leipzig. You have to be qualifying ahead of Leipzig. We are a bigger club than Leipzig. We've spent more money than Leipzig. We've got better players than Leipzig. Why can't we qualify ahead of them? Why? So he got knocked out the group stages of Champions League. He should have got sacked there. They kept him on. We go into the Europa. Because we're not good enough for the Champions League. So we go into the Europa. We lose the Europa League final. He doesn't make a change in 100 minutes. He makes no change. We lose the final. He should have got sacked. He should have got sacked. Let's go back to his Premier League finish. Finished second place. Looks okay, as I said, at face value. Let's go into context. Liverpool fell off. Liverpool could not challenge. Liverpool could not be dominant in the league and maintain their standard because they lost all their centre-backs. Every single centre-back they lost. Liverpool were playing with Fabinho and Henderson as centre-backs. I liken that to Manchester United playing with Scott McTominay and Matip as centre-backs. We would not even finish top 4. That's the situation Liverpool are under. No club can survive under those circumstances. That was the circumstance Liverpool had. Chelsea had a underachieving manager and they changed their manager. That was the reason. That was the reason why we were able to finish second. As I said before in his first season, I say it again in the second season. General knowledge, general consensus is that when Liverpool get their centre-backs fit again and they get their centre-backs back from injury, they will be competitive. Chelsea, when they give Thomas Tuchel a brand new season to start from and a fair chance in the league, they will be competitive. Fast forward one season later, which is this season, we are seeing Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City all competitive, and we are seeing United are nowhere near them. I'm saying all this to say, guys, that the second place finish, that the third place finish that happened under this manager was pseudo finishes. It was pseudo finishes. It was a false finish. It was false. We were never the second best team in the league. Never. Never were we the second best team in the league. Not even the third best team in the league when we finished third. It was pseudo finishes. And now you can see it was pseudo. Because all the top teams have established their dominance again. And Man United are way behind them. So guys, this is one of the worst managers I have seen in the history of me watching football. This is one of the worst managers I have seen. To spend 441 million, to have one of the greatest of all-time players, Cristiano Ronaldo, in your team, to have one of the most decorated centre-backs in the game, Rafael Varane, and for you to still not be able to mount any challenge of a title, of a trophy, you are one of the worst managers I have seen. And I'm happy it ended like this. I'm happy because this is a true reflection of his ability. I'm not happy when people... I've got no respect. I don't... what's the word? But I don't differentiate with someone or respect someone based on what he done when it comes to football, based on what he done for us as a player. Or if we get a foreign manager and all of a sudden you're speaking against a foreign manager but you're speaking for the ex-player. I don't do that. I judge you according to the capacity that you're functioning in. So what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer done as a player, he done as a player. And I salute him for that and we're grateful for that. But we have to judge him as a manager. And the problem, the media were giving this guy props for things he had no right to get props for. So that's why I'm saying I'm happy it ended this way, so people can see how bad he really is. How bad he really is, because the depths that he took us down to is unexplainable. The division that he caused in the fan base is unfathomable. Unfathomable. You can't fathom the division that he's caused in this fan base. So guys, we need to look at replacements. For me personally, I will get Laurent Blanc in mid-season. Get Laurent Blanc in mid-season. End of the season, go and get Erik ten Hag. My first choice is Zinedine Zidane. I don't think we can get Zinedine Zidane. Zinedine Zidane has never wanted to come to England as a player. Never. And even as a manager. He just doesn't rate England. He just doesn't rate English football. I don't know what's it. But Zinedine Zidane has never wanted to come to England. Never. So if you're going to get Zidane, it's going to be a money thing. And I don't want to get anyone for money. But Zinedine Zidane is my first choice. I would love to get him because I've watched what he done at Real Madrid. And the football at Real Madrid were playing under Zidane was the best in the world. No other team played better than him. Not Manchester City, not Liverpool, not Barcelona. No one played better football than what Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid played. So Zinedine Zidane is my first choice, but I don't think we can get him. He does not want to come to England. So because I don't think we can get him, that's what I'm saying. Half the season, it's either you give that guy Ralf Rangnick, but he's not known to be a manager. He's known for his DOF duties. It's either you get him or get Laurent Blanc in for half season. End of the season, go and get someone like Erik ten Hag. And I'm comfortable with that. I don't also believe that we can get Erik ten Hag half the season because Ajax are first in their league. They're currently winning their league. For them now to jeopardize their chances of winning the league by releasing Erik ten Hag, I don't think they would want to do that. But if we can get him, let's get him. But I just think that we need to go for him end of the season. And yeah, there's rumors, guys, that and I think it's just true that Darren Fletcher or Michael Carrick will take over the team. You know, for those fans that are wondering, oh, will this be a repeat of the OLE situation where Carrick or Fletcher takes over the team and they do well and then the club gives them a permanent contract? That will never happen. The club will never repeat this experiment again because that's what it was. It was an experiment. It was an experiment with someone that had no right to be in the job based on his CV. The club gave him a chance. Like everyone in this world deserves a chance. They gave him a chance, he's failed. He's been failing from his first year. So no matter how good Darren Fletcher does or Michael Carrick does, which I don't think they will do good, the reasons I don't think they will do good is because it's the same voice in the dressing room. The dressing room needs a new voice. Darren Fletcher, Michael Carrick are parts of this failed regime. They're parts of the failure under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Let's not forget that Ole told us with his own mouth he doesn't take training sessions. So therefore the people that are taking training sessions is Michael Carrick. So you can have the same person taking the training sessions, the same person in the dressing room speaking about tactics. You're not going to get that bounce. You're not going to get any motivation from the team. So I expect the results to be a bit better, but to continue being inconsistent and poor. So to answer those questions, guys, with you, the club will not repeat the same experiment. They will not repeat the same failure and mistake by giving Darren Fletcher or Michael Carrick a permanent contract, no matter how good they do in the job, which they won't do. Because number one, they don't understand football. That's the basis. They don't have any football knowledge. They don't. And number two, they are the same voices that were under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this failed regime. So United won't. I hope we can find the interim manager because I don't want them in charge. They're not good enough. But if they are in charge, we won't get top 4. I'm comfortable with saying that. We won't get top 4. And let's just go get Erik ten Hag at the end of the season and let's give him the keys and let him win. Guys, that is my view on the matters pertaining to Manchester United. I will make another video speaking on the different managers as we get linked to all the managers under the sun. But my preference will be Laurent Blanc mid-season, end of season, Erik ten Hag. That's it. Zinedine Zidane, as I said, is my priority. I would love Zinedine Zidane, but I don't believe he's attainable. Zinedine Zidane is holding out for 3 jobs: the France job, the PSG job, or the Juventus job. Either of these 3, these are the ones that he's holding out for. He has no intention to come to England. He doesn't rate English football. He doesn't speak the language. So those are the reasons why I don't think we can get him. I hope we can, but yeah, guys, I'm just happy all is gone. I'm ecstatic that he's gone, and now you will see that this guy will never get a job in the Premier League again. No club in the Premier League will hire him, because what they will be looking at, they will be saying, you had Cristiano Ronaldo and you failed. We don't have a player on Ronaldo's level or any near Ronaldo's level. Imagine how much you're going to fail by us. They will never hire him, and you guys will see the poor manager that we had in place. You guys will see it. Guys, that's my view on the things pertaining to Manchester United. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you all. Peace.